My study was really about both how pre-service teachers and young children talk about disability and race or ability and race during shared book reading, and also about the identities and experiences that pre-service teachers and novice teachers bring to these conversations. And what I found was that they had very limited experiences prior to their program talking about disability or race, and that they had not, but simultaneously that they had observed they had still been making meaning. They had observed a lot of messages that positioned their own whiteness and able-bodiedness as normal in school spaces. And so when they read books with children about disability and race, they really had a hard time opening conversation because they hadn't had any models of critically engaging in this kind of talk. And they hadn't explored it for themselves. I used a tool called reflexive video analysis in combination with some critical dialogue with the pre-service teachers. And by looking at the video data together and also analyzing their own life histories in educational histories, they began to recognize the importance of talking about disability and race with young children. In the study, children's participation in talk increased. I saw quantitatively that children were contributing much more to the conversation because teachers were creating space for that, and also that teachers were shifting in their dispositions around both the importance of the conversation and also the importance of examining their own identities. For practicing teachers or for novice teachers, I think taking an inquiry approach and listening to children is a really important tool, recognizing that children are navigating these messages all the time, both in and outside of school. Some of the pre-service teachers in my study mentioned that just by participating in the study, they began to recognize the kinds of conversations that children were having during informal times, like at snack or at lunch, that they hadn't even recognized. Right? More broadly, for teacher education, taking a expanded or transformative view of inclusive education that looks at the training of teachers not in terms of only providing technical skills for working with children with disabilities and children without disabilities, but thinking critically about inclusion as action.